We're here with Bones and Elsa, and Bones was outside while we were working on the focus exercise in the house, and as a result he was barking because we live nearby a public area. He was barking at passersby. So he's doing it in a territorial way. He's like, hey, I see you there, I see you, you're not allowed to be there, or something along those lines. And he's reacting when he sees them. What I want to do is, this is a technique called counterconditioning, where I'm going to show you how to create a positive association with those people. I'm going to hold a treat like this, and I'm going to hold these fingers down, so I'm just holding, it's almost like the OK signal, but with these three fingers down. So I'm going to let him nibble on it. That's my whole finger. There we go. Now I've been practicing with the nibbling so he understands it. Now I can actually manipulate him and get him to look wherever I want by just moving my hand like this. So I can get him to track up or down and look directly. We want him looking at the people who are outside. Now, normally these dogs are not kept on a collar. In this case, I would want the dog on a collar so it can't get up and move around. And I'm basically going to have it sitting. Let's say that we see people that are over here, they're about to come around the corner. So I see them coming, and I have the dog on a leash, I'm stepping on it. As soon as the people come around the corner, I'm keeping him looking at them. Now they're walking this way. So as they're walking, I'm changing the way direction he looks, so he's following them as they're crossing by your backyard. If we do this every time that this happens, or enough times, after a while he starts to associate. When people walk by the yard, I get a high value treat. I'm not going to bark at them. I'm going to actually go to find my human, because that's something that gets me a treat. If we let them run around, dogs get what we call aroused or really worked up the more they run around. So if we let our dog run around, then we're going to end up with a dog that gets over agitated. Just like us, if we start an argument with somebody, if the argument continues, after a couple minutes, we're like screaming at each other. So if we can catch and disagree with the dog right at the beginning, it'd be much, much easier. Sit. So what I would do is I would have you do this on your deck, because that's going to give you the best vantage point. Because of your fencing, he won't be able to see it. And again, just make sure that you're holding it in a way that he's looking at the people as they're walking by. And you might have to have a couple treats. So if you go through one and the people are still there, then we hold the second one. Now, pinch it a little bit, because when he's slobbering on my hands, it gets it easy for him to slide it out of my fingers. I use the Tricky Trainer liver flavor for this, but if you want to get a long one, go get a piece of roast beef, get him to slice it about a third of an inch thick, and then cut it in strips. Then you can do like a push-up. You can have this long, almost like a pencil, and just let him nibble on it and move a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more as he's eating the roast beef as they walk by. This takes a little bit of time, but eventually he associates. When people come by, I get the highest value treats I've ever had. Can we get a parade to come by this backyard? So this is how we use counter conditioning to stop the dog from barking at people who are walking by our yard.